Hello everyone, in this video what we're going to test is an internal tool that we have in the office that is called the XpoExtender. That tool allows you to add new properties to persistent classes without having to go back to the studio and recompile your application. So basically let me show you. Here I have a sample application. This is a small SAF application or XAF application with 3 persistent objects. The first one is category. This object only contains one property, which is name. The same for customer, only one property, again name, and invoice. In this case, this class doesn't have any property. It's totally empty. So there is no database for this. I'm going to create a new one, so let's check the connection string. This is pointing to this database. SAF, XPO SAF extender .demo. So we don't have any here. It will create that database for us. So let's run this. And it will take some time to create the first database. And then it will load the application and so on. So okay, category only one property name. Let's do one category now, category A. And let's do one customer. I'm going to do this guy. Done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to extend it. See, in this case also, if I open the detail view for invoice, there is nothing here because there is no properties for invoice. So to do that, first I need to locate one file, the persistent, well, the assembly where the persistent object live. In this case will be this assembly. Let's see, what is the name of the module? It's going to be this. Is this one. So I'm going to copy the path of this file because in the tool that we have we need to read it. So this is basically a normal SAF application. Also, let me run it. This will read all the scheme information from your persistent objects and then allow you to extend it with that information. So let me run this application. And here you what you can do is like basically you load a compile model. So let's create a compile model first. Basically this is the model that comes from an assembly, a DLL. So this is the path, and here is the persistent objects that we have. So basically all this information, with all this information you can create a new model or extend a model. So let me save this. So now that we have a compile model, let's create an extended model. So let's create a new extended model. I'm going to call this demo. This extended model can contain a collection of compile models, not only one. You can mix more than one if you want, or if you need. So we are loading this model. The one is in this DLL. So now let's extend some objects. So let's create a new extension. Let's select the compile class that we want to extend. Let's extend customer. So let's add a new extension. So this will be customer extension. And now that we have the extension, to each extension you can add well, an unlimited amount of fields. So let's create a new field. This will be address, and the primitive type will be string. And that's it. And maybe let's go to, well, no, let's add a new extension. This will be invoice extension. For invoice, and let's add a new field. This will be date, and the type will be datetime. And that's it. And at the moment, let me check something in the client application. There is one ID that I need to know. The okay, the client application, the application that the customer is running, is looking for an extended model with this ID, not with the name demo, but with this name. So if it look for this and it gets a match, then it will load this model, the extended model, and it will merge the model into the persistent classes. So if I run this again, if I run the client application, you can see invoice now there is a date property. The date was not there before. I mean, it was empty. And if you see customer, there is one record, and now there is a new field which is address. So this will be Saint Petersburg, Russia. And you can do that as many times as you want. So let's finish this, and let's close this application. So let's run the extender again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the invoice extension, and I'm going to add something that is more complex. What I'm going to add is a customer, and in this case it will be type of a compile model class, which will be customer. So in this case this is more complex. Is a relationship that we are adding. It's not basically a primitive type, but it's a reference type. So let's close this, and let's run the application here. So let's go to the invoice, and now see you have a customer here. And see, you can pick the customer also the same as if you created in code, and everything that you do, I mean every property that you add is available in all your code. So if you want to do a report, for example, let's do an invoice report. All the properties that you added will be available for the report. For example, let's do a table report, and see here you can see customer and date. Those are not part of the original class, and still they are available here. So see, this is the report, and if you see the field list, you see customer and you see date. So it's available here. It will be available in your code, and even if you do an analysis, you select the type, let's do customer, I think. And let's do customer here. And let's get the fields. See, you have address, and address was not part of the original object also. So this way you can basically add properties to any of your existing projects without having to go back to the studio. Maybe the property is just for one customer, for one industry that is not included in your base system. So you just want to add new properties, basically some type of personalization for them in runtime. So this is the tool for you. If you have any question, feel free to contact us. You can contact me here in the comments of the video, or you can write. I will put my email in the description of the video. And well, if you have any doubt, again, try to reach out. We will try to get you an answer as soon as we can. Thanks.